Red Pill disclaimer. Welcome to Gawdzell's channel. By watching this video, you are choosing to take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. All opinions expressed are Gawdzell's alone, and any copyrighted content belongs to its respective owners. Viewer discretion is advised.
Can you see it now? Can you see the Matrix for what it truly is?
Oh, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another one. This is going to be another great video, as always. Let's get right into it.
What's God like?
Well, first of all, God is everything, so he is like everything. He is everything. There's nothing that he isn't like.
Is he like a man?
I don't know. Everything, he lives in everything on this earth.
I can't describe to you the feeling that it gives you when your son says to you, can't you feel it? God is everywhere. I'm going with God. I'm waiting for God to come and get me. It isn't a happy thing at all, or an inside, it's a death wish. And I tried talking sense to him. I said, Jimmy, you don't see God till you die. But he couldn't see that at all. He believed that he was seeing it right now.
You can join the army, you can go to war, you can get a gig working as an engineer, become a vegetable, and drive to work in your own car, in your own big metal box. And, it looks absurd. People in their metal boxes like they're going all over from job to job, frustrated, uptight. What joy is there in life? Life is and should be ecstasy. Being alive should be a joy, and it's a drag for most people because they never had a chance to figure it out for themselves what they wanted to do.
What's God like?
Well, first of all,
So you get in your little metal box. Well, like, what joy is like? That is true, though. Like, that's so crazy. Like, what is the joy of life to getting up to go work a job that you really don't want to do for real? How is that like? That's not life at all. And we all know that.
The economic system now, it can't keep perpetuating itself. You just can't keep printing money that's not based on nothing. Let me tell everybody, the American dollar is based on the U.S. military. It's not based on gold. It's not based on any minerals or any resources. America has the most powerful military, and that's what. Look when in Libya, when he tried to change Gaddafi, when he tried to change that, take the oil off of the U.S. dollar, Clinton and Obama gave the okay to dust him. So that was America. I want you to understand, that was America that went in there and basically killed him. And then they dragged his body. When did you drag the president's body through the street? That's unheard of. That's savage.
Right.
That's like savage.
Yeah.
We've got a new kind of electricity here. This is a helicopter light.
Okay.
It's 12 volt, 800 watts. Now we couldn't run it off the battery. But we run it off of this.
Yep.
And the weight compared. Now, is there any knowledge that you have of any battery in the world that can run this light and weigh only a couple pounds? And remember, most of it's the case and stuff too.
Yep.
There is no such battery. If there was, my friend, you'd be manufacturing them, selling them to Tesla, and making a lot of money.
Yes.
These plates are not activated because they're not plugged in. You see, this system right here is a frequency generator.
Okay.
I generate 5 different frequencies. This is the code right here, which I keep covered up. Okay, I can scramble the code. I have different ways of keeping my security here.
Sure.
Okay, but now when I'm not sending any signal, now that's a solid gold 24 karat wire.
Yeah.
so that it's perfect. There's no signal going to the plates.
All right.
So we can go directly back here. Now what do you got?
Yep.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, now
Okay.
Now let's start sending those 5 frequencies to the board.
Okay.
They alternate at different time cycles.
Okay.
As I activate the plates,
Mm-hmm.
we free the electrons.
We're starting to get some voltage.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
Explaining this the easiest way for a person that don't have knowledge, of course, you know, but people without knowledge, I say it's like AC DC.
Mm-hmm.
DC you have to have real heavy wire.
Mm-hmm.
AC you can have real small wires. Well, this here it acts like DC and it acts like AC.
Yeah.
It's not either one. So now you see but look at it. It's fluctuating from low 16s to the high 18s. It'll go up to 18 eventually. You go 16, 18. Okay. Same.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't lost a single bit because it's not using it up. It's completely replicating itself constantly. See now, like, we can let it run for hours and it's still going to be the same. It's not going to change.
Okay, so then if it doesn't change, and if you were to still use this light, and the light doesn't overheat, because...
Well, feel it. It's
okay, I don't know.
Yeah, it's warm, but not hot.
Oh, yeah.
But now if we put this on the car and let the engine sit there and run for an hour, that thing, you can see smoke coming off of it. That's how hot it gets.
Okay.
So it gets really hot. So that's the difference. We've got a new kind of electricity here.
Okay.
The only way you can look at this is close your eyelids. Close your eyelids and then look directly into it and you'll see. You'll see how bright it is.
Okay. I mean, I know I would really like to be able to see, I mean, if we had a current sense resistor, we even got that, you know, to be able to see what kind of AC versus DC components and stuff we do have.
Here's the thing.
As we get into the next step.
You know,
right?
If somebody's got a little bit of knowledge about oscilloscopes, if I put this on the oscilloscopes, you're going to have a pretty good idea what we're doing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's going to show up by the wave. Okay? I've got...
Is it okay to?
Yeah,
or
sure.
No? Yeah?
Just be careful. Don't shock yourself.
I know. Okay.
Because this shock is not like electrical shock in the wall. It really hurts.
Yeah. Okay, so we're at 15 and a half. It looks very stable, you know, running it. Okay. And can I switch to AC just to see if there is a detectable AC?
Well, switch it to AC and see.
Okay.
Try it.
Yeah, give it a try. And very low, 136 millivolts. So that's really showing.
And it's not accurate.
Yeah.
It's kind of electricity.
Sure.
This is just.
It is really hot to the touch. I mean, we are generating power, and you know, it's continuing to warm up. It's.
It'll still get about a little hotter than that, you know, but when it's on that helicopter, you can cook an egg on it.
Well, and also the helicopter is at 28 volts too.
Yeah, they're putting out 28 volts.
Right. So there is a difference there between the 15 and the 28.
And remember, this is a 24 volt bulb.
Right.
It's not 12, and we're putting out 18 maybe.
Yeah, 15 and a half.
Yeah. We've got a new kind of electricity here. This is a helicopter light.
They done made their own little electricity, man. Dope.
Well, I think at some point we need to develop a language that all Africans can talk. That's an African language. See, right now, if me and the brother were from there, we have to speak English to communicate.
Right.
I speak Swahili. He doesn't speak Swahili. He might speak Manda or something like that. So we got to communicate in English, or some people got to communicate in French. See, the beautiful thing about East Africa is that you have Kiswahili.
Yeah. Kiswahili, what's that?
Kiswahili is an African language spoken in Eastern Africa among Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda. 16 countries now in Africa have adopted Kiswahili as their official language.
Yeah.
So we might, in fact, Jomo Kenyatta, Julius Nyerere, they were trying to do this back in the 70s and 60s, but the Europeans blocked it. Because, you know, they still wanted you to speak their language. They want you to speak French, English, you know, these other languages. So that's still hampering us today.
Yeah.
See,
but I know Hausa is kind of a lingua franca in some of the West African places.
Some of the West
Even
African
in Sudan, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just like Swahili in East Africa, so, a lot of people in Hausa, like I know when I'm in Ghana, some people can speak Hausa as well as Ashanti Tree.
He took that small crystal.
That, like languages and all that, like that's just crazy. Like who taught you languages, you know? Like who taught them that? Like who was the first person that speaks Spanish? Who was the first person, like who taught you that? Like that's how I think about that right there. That's just crazy, man. I don't know, man. Like,
But don't forget, it's live. There's energy moving there. It's matter just wrapped together and movement there. Now, if you took a piece of copper wire, fine copper wire, and you wrapped so many coils around it, leaving one end loose, and then wrapped it with some mica, and then wrapped the rest of the coil around it, and leave the two wires, one outside the mica and one inside the mica, now you have a little motor. And it won't work the motor as it is. If you put it in a vise or something to squeeze it at the center, then the two wires will make a little motor run. It's what you call piezoelectricity. Now, in the case of this, supposing I put that up into a pyramid or a bigger crystal, then this is feeding that more energy and is continuous. Now, as you squeeze this to make it work, energy comes out, and as you release it, it comes back in again. It goes, it'll breathe for you. You'll never squeeze it empty, but as you release the pressure, so it fills itself again immediately, reaches balance. It has to stay in balance. And so you have a little motor there. That's one thing you can use your crystal for. Now, if you can imagine the 30-foot pyramid that I had, knowing that it contained energy and it's free-flowing, it's always coming in and it's non-stop. I said, well, why can't I harness this? Little crystals will do it. Why can't I harness a pyramid? I made myself two coils. One was just a small one like this, and it was electric coil, counterclockwise. And I hung that in the top of the pyramid. But before I did that, it was stove wire. And there's about 8 strands of copper wire and stove wire. And I undid them and made them into a lot of fingers like this, spread them out, something like an antenna. And this end here, I just hung it up, fastened it up onto the beams, and that was right in the peak. Now I went downstairs, and I had a spare piece of plywood, quarter ply, and I made a magnetic coil with old antenna wire. It was double wire. And I put one end straight through into the earth, and so looking at it like this, it stuck through there, and my coil is on here like that. And the other end I left standing up to connect. One's into the earth. Now all this wire here, it's only quarter ply, and I used 2-inch staples. The staples went straight through the ply and gave me a better ground. This was also ground in the center. Now, there are many things that have happened to me in my time that I can't really explain. There are many things that I have known, but don't know how I know. And this is one instance where this happened to me. I knew I had to connect these two together with some natural wool, sheep's wool. Nylon was not what I wanted. And so I got hold of some ordinary wool, and I measured it out. Up the stairs go right to the top. I measured it out so it hung from here to within 6 inches of the floor. Plenty to fasten to that and to fasten to this. Now I stood on some steps up there and fastened that to there, just wrapped around, tied it round. Simple, nothing clever about it, just fastened it to this copper wire. And I hung this down through the steps, through the stairway, until it was hanging down, but it wasn't touching the floor. I went downstairs to connect this to that, and as I caught hold of that, it threw me 20 feet across the floor. I'm 180 pounds, and it picked me up and threw me 20 feet across the floor. I've got no skin on this elbow here and all down my leg here. And I lay there for about 5 minutes at least, wouldn't know what happened to me. All I had done was touched a piece of wool. Now, this wool had gone through, it wasn't even connected to this, it had gone through my cube root of the pyramid, which was about here, and up to the point, the second magnitude there, and that part was connected. And when I touched that, I grounded the whole damn thing, and it threw me 20 feet across the floor. I didn't know what had happened to me, and the result of it was I took the whole thing to pieces. I still have the parts. You can have them if you want them. And I realized that I was fooling around with something I didn't really understand. It taught me a lesson, but it also meant that I could stand here and tell you, don't fool around with these crystals until you know what you're doing. He took that small crystal. Don't forget, it's
right. I mean, crystals are alive, so yeah, you gotta really treat them like, dude, like they just like us, basically. They got consciousness just like us, you know. Just because they're in a little crystal form, you don't mean they don't have energy, you know. So, and everything is energy. So, yeah, that's crazy though. He said it puts them, I don't know how many feet away, but that's crazy. The crystal that when that really happened, but I don't know. You know, I need the proof.
Whatever you do, don't tell the truth. If you really love them, lie to them. You supposed to lie to a woman. You only be honest to the ones you don't love and don't like. Shit. But the rest of them, you learn to lie to them because you love them, homie. You can't be honest with no woman you love because she can't handle the truth. Mm. And she'll hold the truth against you forever, secretly.
Mm. So in your experience, women who believe the lies, what do you say about them?
They live happily ever after.
Oh, goddamn. Okay.
Women who pretend to believe the lies live happy, peaceful, drama, stress-free lives. The woman trying to get to the truth, she have nervous breakdowns, she loses her hair, her weight fluctuates, and she's miserable throughout half her life. I promise you, because the truth hurts. Because the truth hurts. The truth will shatter you. I can't believe he was doing me like this. Well, stop believing it then, bitch. Nah, nigga, if you love your woman, nigga, learn to tell lies that sound like truth.
Mm. And if it all comes crashing down?
Still lie and make it sound like the truth. If it come crashing down and you be honest, it's gonna blow up. At least you can dig through the rubble. But if that bitch blow up, whatever you do, don't tell the truth. If you really love them, lie to them. You supposed to lie to a woman. You only be honest to the one.
See, us is
Charleston White is a dude. He's a character. He's really a character.
Black people, we're fragmented. You can't do nothing. Fragmented.
Black people don't come together. But black people are also the only group of people in this country that had laws passed against them assembling together, like coming together, like just to talk and be friends. We couldn't do that. So I saw this clip where our brother Tyrese was talking to Shannon Sharp about how black folks do not have unity, especially compared to other groups of people. Tyrese supports and follows this page, so if you get a chance, please watch this brother. For everybody else, tag and send this to him. I just want to give you something else to consider. All right, black folks, first off, nothing's wrong with you. Something happened to you. I need you to remember that first and foremost. Prior to enslavement, there were over 10,000 groups, ethnicities, and states in Africa. We did not look at ourselves as being unified then because there was no need to. We had what we needed where we were. The idea of the African diaspora or being unified came to be after and during the period of enslavement because it made logical sense for us to come together to fight a common enemy. And as soon as we were forced here, as early as 1526, we have been fighting for liberation collectively. I mean, from the 1526 rebellion in Spanish territory in present-day Georgia to the Stono Rebellion in 1739 to the Haitian Revolution in 1791, we have always fought together, but there has always existed a system over us that has thwarted our mass movements for liberation during the period of enslavement and afterwards. I mean, bruh, like literally in 1702, New York prohibited 3 or more enslaved black people from coming together. After the Stono Rebellion in 1739, South Carolina passed a law in 1740 that prohibited enslaved black people from coming together. My home state of Illinois, which allegedly entered the Union as a free state, even had laws passed in the 1800s that prohibited black people from coming together. And I'm from Chicago. We had laws that prohibited gang members from loitering and coming together and assembling all the way through the 2000s. And we all know about Black Wall Street. There were various other Black Wall Streets that were subverted violently and systemically so that they would not prosper because of black unity. And the FBI, the CIA, they had files on our great leaders and assisted with their assassinations. So yeah, we do need to be more unified, but we also have to consider a couple things. We got to consider again that, we come from 10,000 different people. Not all of us who look like us or have the same features will agree with us or even be on the same page. And we must remember that we have always come together post-enslavement, but we have also been systemically torn apart. Remember, there were laws passed not just against us learning, but from coming together, like sitting together, standing together, talking amongst each other. And we must also consider that right now, as we speak, those same forces have not disintegrated. They're still working to keep us against each other today. So Brother Tyrese, you are correct. We do need to come together, but I think it's very imperative that whenever we have those conversations, we should also mention the broader context and the variables which have worked against us for so long to prevent that from happening the way we imagine it.
We are the most powerful.
Have you ever felt someone staring at you from across the room and you look up and sure enough, someone is staring at you? Well, I just read about why that actually happens. I read an article about this girl who said she studied the principles in this old book from 1924 and she manifested winning $200,000. So naturally I bought the book because I wanted to know how she did it. And I got way more than I bargained for. This is the book, Scientific Healing Affirmations. It was written by an Indian monk and yogi named Paramahansa Yogananda. And the book strives to explain how everything is energy. He says the vibration of consciousness is so subtle that it cannot be detected by instruments. However, consciousness can detect consciousness, which explains why we can feel when someone's looking at us. It also explains how psychics or mediums can potentially pick up on energy left from someone who lived in a particular room. But if you're trying to manifest something into your life, there are specific details on how to do it. This is what he says to do. First, do it immediately after you wake up or right before you go to bed. As you repeat the affirmation, first you do it loudly, and then you do it quieter and more slowly until you're just doing it mentally and not moving your lips at all. You do it until you feel an increased sense of joy and calm. This is the state that you need for your subconscious to accept the affirmation as true. You want to be sitting facing north or east, and you want to concentrate on this space right between your eyes. You want to keep your spine erect and your chest high, and you want to remain motionless as you do this. It's important to note to go into this knowing that all physical states are changeable. And this is the affirmation that you want to repeat to yourself. You can pause it here to read this or write it down. There are other affirmations in this book for other things, but I will be doing this specific one every single day, and I will update with my results. Follow for more like this. Have you ever felt someone staring at you from
That's interesting. I wanna start reading more. I feel like even like when I start reading stuff, anything, it feels good. So I think if you don't read a lot, I think we should all just start reading more books. That's gonna elevate us in some kind of way. So I think the reading is good. It just get boring. I know, right? Like if it's nothing good, I'm pretty sure it's be like I don't know. I never really liked reading though. I don't know, but I had to get out of that. For real.
Hello, my healthy friends. As you see in this video, some people are very skeptical of this video, going as far as to say that this is absolutely impossible because there is no way those insects will be alive once the meat has been cooked. However, please remember that we don't know how.
I was talking earlier before you got on about light, how a photon doesn't go from point A to point B, that it propagates from pixel to pixel. And are you seeing something similar with this, with the way the universe works from your perspective?
Well, light doesn't travel. That's what I'm noticing, that it doesn't travel. The energy is being reproduced.
Yes.
It's reproducing itself. There's a sexual mating that's taking place with each waveform. There's a whole nother generation. Light is behaving that way, and we don't even see light. We've never seen light. We just see the effects of it reflected on things, but we've never been able to see the light. You know, it's a much darker or denser state, but it's that final state of matter. But they used to say that light behaved, you could picture it the same way you picture motion picture. Each film, each moment is captured, and then when shown on a screen or in a stream, it looks like one action, but it's actually a number of little bitty actions.
I was talking earlier before you got on about light.
So scientists have decided to put fish on wheels to see if they can navigate on land. Like, just imagine you going on a jog and you see a walking fish. Or you seeing somebody go jogging with their pet fish to get some fresh air. It seems like they're a few updates away from creating the sidekick from Megamind. And I just know these fish is confused as hell going through backwards evolution. Yeah, they said they don't need legs anymore to walk on land. I know if this young nigga from the Cat in the Hat had this type of contraption to be mobile, he would have told on the whole operation. No bullshit, in a few years we gonna start having fish partners. Fuck around and create a Major Way to Gumball episode in real life. At this point, twin, I feel like scientists just be doing shit. We should be studying on how to change the climate, not how to give fish legs. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this mobile fish tank that can navigate in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned.
A walking fish tank. That is crazy. That is something different right there.
Take a look at this old bell that they just digged up, y'all. This right here is in South Carolina. This bell weighs almost 560 pounds alone. Of course, they had to use one of the Tonka toys in order to dig it out of the earth because no man can lift that on its own. But you guys do know what bells were used for, right? You guys do know why we don't see them anymore, right? Why we don't hear them anymore. Remember we used to hear them all the time? Just take a look at all these bells over here. This was in the early 1900s. They gathered almost 170,000 bells all together and they destroyed them. Like over here. When bells are rung, they emit a powerful frequency and vibration that dispel negative energies, which in case promotes healing, health, wealth, abundance. Not to mention they ward off negative entities, parasites within you and around you. This is why big bells and certain bells were housed in churches, because churches was actually a place that you can go to heal thyself. Do you guys remember Spider-Man and Venom? Look at the scene over here when Spider-Man tries to release the Venom, the symbiote, the parasite. Y'all see how he rung the bell? And as soon as he rung the bell, the parasite, the symbiote, which is venom because it's in his veins, venom, started coming off. And then started finding its way down to Eddie, which is the die, Eddie Brock, which is death. You see that? And it's the X. X marks the spot. That's where you would stand in order to heal yourself. They show you everything in these movies. Look at that. I hope you guys understand where I am getting at. They remove everything that promotes healing within. Because as long as we're not healed within, then the outer world reflects what's the inner world, which right now it's a lot of chaos. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. And this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I'm only raising awareness to interest.
5% of who you are by the time you're 35 years old is a set of hardwired thoughts, unconscious automatic habits and behaviors, and reflexive emotional reactions that define our personality. That means 95% of who we are typically runs in an unconscious or subconscious program. Then the first start...
How fucking stupid this is. They market this for pets. Raw kefir is one of the best foods that human beings can have. It's stupid.
I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is. I look for the invention of artificial life, the cloning of human beings, possible contact with extraterrestrials, possible human immortality, and at the same time, appalling acts of brutality, genocide, race baiting, homophobia, famine, starvation. The mushroom said to me once, it said, "This is what it's like when a species prepares to depart for the stars. You don't depart for the stars under calm and orderly conditions. It's a fire in a madhouse." And that's what we have, the fire in the madhouse at the end of time. This is what it's like when a species prepares to move on to the next dimension. I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's...
Donald Trump is not saying anything we have not heard from white people. In all the hearings, I even commented and said, I'm still to meet a white person who support expropriation of land without compensation. So why are you shocked? I see leaders of the EFF and everybody responding to Donald Trump. I don't have time for nonsense. I expected this. And more backlash is going to come. If South Africans are not ready to expropriate the land because they are scared of sanctions, they are scared of backlash, then don't vote for the EFF. Because you vote for us, we are going to expropriate land. And Donald Trump will come for us. And Britain will come for us. And the EU will come for us. I said, and I said this throughout my life in the movement, that for everything good comes the pain before. If you're not prepared, South Africa, to take the pain, then forget about the land. Donald Trump has not said anything extreme. Things are still going to come. I hope the Zuma group in the ANC, which is supporting this thing, they know the consequences. We know the consequences. We know that the first response will be killing. They will kill us for that.
This is one of the secrets to some of the ancient...
This is the key to the seal of Solomon, the greatest king of all time, divided the circle into 6 and constructed coherent triangles that interpenetrated and created the Merkaba, the spiritual light vehicle of consciousness. This is the key to...
Let's see what we can pick from our garden today. I'm just going to pick this one.
What is that? What is that?
Beautiful.
Bit of habit.
Oh, cabbage.
Cabbage.
Okay.
Looks like we're gonna have some green beans as a part of dinner tonight.
Green beans.
Look at this. This is huge. Cucumbers.
Cucumbers, okay.
This watermelon literally popped up overnight. We have so many carrots.
That. I know it got seeds in it. Carrots, okay.
Beet. They're growing.
Oh my gosh.
Nice beans.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna harvest one garlic. There we go. Carrots, cucumbers, onions, beets. We got cabbage back there. and this huge piece of garlic, and we can't forget about our lovely green beans. Let's see what we can pick from our garden
That's
today.
what's up.
Just gonna pick this one.
Go ahead and go food. That's dope.
Beautiful.
Is there this cord that is supposed to be attached between the physical body and the ethereal body?
Not the physical body. It's called it's the silver cord. It's a pulsating, a silver cord that's attached from the back of the astral or the spiritual body to the higher self. That's why it's pulsating. You're getting energy from your higher self. Now, in a regular out-of-body experience, most people don't see it because it's behind them. Right. You have to kind of spin around to do that, or see somebody else's silver cord.
And it'll stretch indefinitely, right?
Yes, but here's the difference. When a person clinically crosses into spirit or clinically dies, that cord is severed.
It's severed.
So if you see a severed cord...
Like an umbilical cord in birth.
Exactly, except it's death rather than birth, okay?
Yeah.
So if it's severed, you ain't coming back, is what the point is on that one. But it's out-of-body experiences are not dangerous. They're perfectly natural.
Can it be severed by mistake?
No. There's a reason for it. It's not like somebody has a sword swishing around there and doing that.
It's going to clip you.
You choose your moment of death, and the death is actually well planned. So you're not going to accidentally go out of the body and sever the silver cord. That has never been recorded. And I've done over 3,000 times, and I've seen my own silver cord too.
And what have you seen when you've done your OBEs?
Well, I go into the fifth dimension. I go to various dimensions. I've described. Can we spend a few seconds talking about the dimensions?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. You have the astral plane. Every dimension has a different sound. The astral plane is characterized by the roar of the sea, like a seashell to your ear. And if you go to the astral plane, to the upper, not the lower one, the lower one is psychic attacking.
The upper would be godlike?
It's not godlike, it's just very positive.
Okay.
You have the Astral Museum. That's where Bill Gates and Einstein went, and Tesla and everybody else to get futuristic technology.
And they brought it back.
And that's how I developed my superconscious mind tap and my progression techniques. I went to the Astral Museum too. The lower astral plane is filled with negative entities. You don't want to be there. Demonic entities, some bad ETs,
Is that
reptilians.
what hell would be called?
Yeah, they call it more purgatory would be the better analogy, because you can get out of it. It's not permanent, okay? Now, the plane beyond that is called the causal plane, which is the sound is the tinkling of bells, like a New Age bookstore. And the causal plane is where, it's a very small plane, it's the smallest dimension, and that's where your Akashic records are stored. Beyond that is the mental plane, which is the sound of running water characterizes that. And the mental plane has blue highways. So if you're driving in a car or flying above it and you see iridescent blue roads, you're on the mental plane. All the entities or the people that are there, they look like little angels. They live in these houses of geometric designs. And the masters would hang out there. The Buddhas, the Jesus, the Moses, they would hang out the mental plane. It's a very spiritual dimension. Wow. Beyond that is the etheric plane. Now that's a biggie. The etheric plane is the largest dimension. The sound of buzzing bees is the characteristic. And that's when I talk with you on the show about the etheric plane surgeons. So if you have a medical issue that like cancer, AIDS, or lupus, or something that you can't cure, and there's nothing you can do on the earth plane, the reason why the etheric plane surgeons work well, these are entities that work on the etheric plane, your etheric body is identical to the physical body. All the other spiritual bodies are similar, but not exactly identical. The etheric body is identical. So if these etheric surgeons that look like giant tadpoles, if they work on your etheric body and cure the etheric body, then it's not a high percentage, but in certain cases, you bring it back to the earth plane when you awaken the following morning, you can transfer the healing energy. And I've done that with patients. So this is called etheric plane surgery. It's a very ancient technique. It's been around for many years in the old mystery schools in ancient Greece and Rome and Egypt. But I've actually westernized it for people to use. It's not a high percentage, but you got nothing to lose. And when it works, it's brilliant.
Is there this cord that is supposed...
That is really cool. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Maybe these people are time travelers. That's in charge. I don't know. I've been thinking like that lately, but they just, they gotta be evil. They're definitely evil. But that's cool though. How we got different planes of existence. Well, it's like the one that you're in right now. It just sucks that we can't, like, unless you use your third eye, you can't really see the other existence unless your third eye is open, for real.
If you ate one banana every day for 2 weeks, you would start to experience improved energy levels, muscle function, and endurance. If you ate one avocado every day for 2 weeks, you would experience improved eye health, heart health, and a lower risk of cancer. If you ate one apple every day for 2 weeks, you would experience improved gut health, bone health, and metabolism. If you ate 1 cup of blueberries every day for 2 weeks, you would experience improved skin health, brain health, and blood pressure. If nature didn't make it, don't take it.
Right in the center of the thumb, we're going to pinch it. Pinch both sides. Pinch it hard together. Back and forth. Pinch and release. Good. For about 20 seconds. Keep doing it. Some of you may feel some changes as you do this back in the nasal region. Okay? Now, after 20 seconds, you're going to take these same 2 fingers, and I want you to squeeze the side part of the nail bed, just like this. You're going to squeeze it together, just like this. Okay, you're going to squeeze it, and you're going to hold that point. Go ahead. Just hold it. And you're going to hold it anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. And as you hold it, right now, I'm starting to feel changes behind my nasal area. I feel it opening up. I can feel my sinuses open up. I can feel myself breathing better, but I'm feeling pressure relieving back in my sinus area. This is stimulating the pituitary gland right in the center of the thumb. We're going to pinch it. Pinch both sides. Pinch it hard together, back and forth.
Now, not once did I say I was Native American. I said I'm American Indian. There's nothing about me Native. I'm cool. I don't want it. I don't want your title. I don't. I don't want your title. I don't want your check. Because I know that's why all y'all up and hot fucking with me early in the morning about what your bloodline is. Well, my bloodline is type O. Positive, to be exact. Oldest bloodline on the earth. Everything came from an old bloodline. So, what? Hello? 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 Yeah. No, not Native. I said American Indian. I stand on that. I stand on it. And if you go in the South, here in Arkansas, Louisiana, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, we are the American Indians. Yeah. Y'all have a good one on that one.
All healing comes from inside ourselves. We have the physician on the outside and the physician on the inside, and all healing is based on love. We fused with it, and look where we are. So it's that reality, the inner part of us, we're all reaching for our true humanity. And that true humanity understands that we are the ones who do the healing. See, I've come up with what I call 5 L's. The first one is life and love, which is light and water and so on, softens the shell and the seed opens up and it grows. Life and love are one unit. They work together. It's like a pregnancy. When a mother is pregnant, she and that baby are one unit. What she eats, the baby eats. What she thinks, the baby thinks. It's a constant process. But that aspect of reality that is that baby that is being nurtured and grown within the womb doesn't really find its own identity until it takes its first breath. So it's this reality that life and love are one unit as we work. The first L was life and
God will show you your vision, but never tell you how you're going to get there. And there's a reason why. Because your vision is a glimpse of your end. Between the end and where you are is called the plan. The plan is the process that takes you to your destination. God will tell you your end, like he showed Joseph. He showed Joseph the throne. He's sitting on the throne, ruling, feeding his brothers. That's the end. God showed you your end. He showed each one of you your end. Everybody got a dream. But he never tells you the plan. Why? Because if he ever told you the plan, you would tell him, forget the destination. Because the plan is to prepare you for the destination. Right. So he takes you through all these different changes to develop you. If Joseph knew that he had to go through a pit and prison to get to that throne, he'd tell God, forget the throne.
That's right.
So your plan is secret to God. Right now where you are may not be where you want to be, but it's a part of the plan. If you lost your house or you lost your spouse or a baby died, don't panic. It's all part of the process. God's working on character development, patience development, vision development. He's preparing you for what he has prepared for you. God will show you your...
Imagine you knew everything. Like, you could just see the future. You probably really didn't want to do it no more. You know, like, I gotta do that, this, that, and I gotta go through that. you probably didn't want to do it no more. It's like, forget it. I ain't gonna do that. So, I guess this is how it's supposed to be, though. It's life. You know, that's the goodness of life. It's unexpected, you know. Unexpected good things or bad things.
Some of those symbols, Sam, we have adopted in our own culture today. For example, the dollar bill. There are a number of symbols on there, and we're going to look at some pictures now, which in the Kemetic context, and how they have gone from that to what we know of today. Sam, what are we looking at here?
Well, if you look at the top, that's the Eye of Horus. That's also found on the dollar bill. The scarab beetle there with wings.
Yeah.
That was taken for the U.S. seal as the eagle.
Mm-hmm. Can we move on? Mm-hmm. All right, now here we see the differences in the, or actually the same symbols.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting as to why those symbols find themselves on the back of the dollar bill.
Why those symbols?
Well, that's because the history of Africa is intertwined with the history of Europe. Mm-hmm. And as late as the early 19th century, Africa was still being studied, though in secret. And this is a result of masonry. In fact, the term mason itself is a derivative of the African language, the Kemetic language, Ma, which means true, and Sin, which means brotherhood or builder.
Now those are the symbols broken down.
Now the eye,
they mean something.
Well, the eye itself is actually the hieratic symbols for fractions. Mm-hmm. As I said before, they did invent fractions, and symbolically you can see there that each fraction has its own part for the eye, and they total 63 over 64.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, it's always interesting to see those symbols because I don't think too many people understand what they really mean and why they were adopted. Anything you want to add to that, Asa?
No, you notice that the eye actually sits at the peak of the pyramid.
Sure.
Every pyramid had a capstone made out of black diorite, I believe the material was. And on those capstones, frequently, they would actually have the two eyes of God. You know, that particular eye should have been the right eye, which would be the sun, symbolizing the sun, as one eye of the Creator, the other eye of the Creator being the moon. But you notice that on the dollar bill, you combine the symbol of the all-seeing eye of God with the pyramid itself. So you have not just one, but two of the African symbols in a part of what Americans treasure most. And those will only be the beginning because we're going to see more symbols besides not just the pyramid and not just the eye, but you'll see filtered into American culture and Western culture all of these symbols that come off the African continent.
Well, what
This is the exact reason right now, if a cockazoid touch me right now, I'm tweaking. Then LeBron put it on a petri dish and let it cook. In the meantime, Buddy decides to up the score on the ops and feed them to ants. And then, he put $1 on the petri dish, to see the bacteria that's on the dollar. And he grabbed a little sample from a cup just to show you how disgusting it is. This is the roach sample. and the others is the others. This how dirty your money is. Yes, it's kind of fucking disgusting. This how dirty your cup is. That's not pretty either. But you know what takes the cake? The cockroach. Absolutely, positively atrocious. I'll be the one tripping if I make a flamethrower out of a Ray can. Literally make me a new type of fire contraption. Roach special. Y'all let me know in the comments though. Do y'all really think I be tweaking when I be seeing a roach? Or did this video just confirm everything? Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. And remember, if you want the sauce of the myth.
Look around you. Nothing seems to make sense. Everything seems to be geared against humanity. Heavy metals in chemtrails, microplastics in 95% of products, the big pharma making money off your sickness, the corruption, the satanic rituals elites do in private. Go ask a normal person if they're capable of doing such carefully planned evil things to other people. Humans aren't capable of doing such harm. They're coded for compassion. The only conclusion is that the guys at the top doing all this are not human. We're here to help you discover the truth. We've come to show you where the door is. Look around you. Nothing seems to make sense. Everything seems to be geared against humanity. Heavy metals.
You can find your car keys, find a parking place, you can make money in the stock market, and my opinion is that the most important thing you can do with remote viewing is discover who you are. Now, it's important for me to tell you that remote viewing is not a spiritual path. But if you learn to quiet your mind and move your awareness into timeless awareness, to begin to experience things that surprise you, give you another view of reality. For example, if you look in the mirror in the morning and think that who you see in that mirror is who you really are, you're in for a lot of suffering, in my experience. My opinion is that who you really are is non-local awareness, independent of space and time. You are that awareness that allows you to move your experience, to move your consciousness, to move your perception anywhere in the world, independent of space and time. You can find your car keys, find a parking place, you can make money in the stock market, and my
little love, I see your eyes, why?
Where's the fruit and vegetables or even water with lemon? Look what they're feeding our women right after birth was given. The same foods that you find in public schools and prison, even the little syrups with the high fructose corn syrup in them. Processed sausage patty that smell like somebody's granddaddy's old boots. Whoever says this is nutritional, please show proof. You see, there's no truth and really no use feeding junk food to the women giving birth to your youth. Their minds and their bodies really would be better off fasting, but capitalism always got everybody capping. Government just trying to sell drugs and low quality foods through the hospital, with their corporate buddies piling more BS on top of you with Nabiscos, Oreos, and Chips Ahoy. And I know it's like more and more weight every single day, but a little self-sufficiency is all it's gonna take. I couldn't really plan for this. Had the baby kind of late, but the least I could do was make her some homemade shakes.
Come on, y'all. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Alright, here's how to grow your own mangoes.
You cut up right here. See inside? See? You can wet them. You see right here? And you put like here. And you put down the top soy like this. Like this.
The pot that you want to use should be one of these small ones with holes on the bottom.
So you just got it right here.
Make sure you have one of these trays.
That tray you buy go dollar store. The water get in.
Travels from the bottom and goes to the top. And this is 1 week later.
A month later, they grow like this. This is the baby mango.
And a couple years later, you have fruit.
3 years later, you have a fruit.
So this tree is actually almost 30 years old. So just be patient and start growing your mangoes today.
And you then see.
Alright, here's how to grow your own.
I just never understood how they be having all this fruit and stuff. Y'all know they clone that stuff, right? Cause it take time for stuff. Bubble Auto. That's his name on Instagram. Bubble It was really nasty.
Before you go to sleep every night, visualize yourself being, doing, and having the good which you desire. Because while you are asleep, your conscious mind is in abeyance for a longer period of time than at any other period in your daily life. And when you impress the subconscious just before going to sleep, the subconscious works with that idea that you've given it, even while you're asleep. The subconscious mind will be correlating you with all of the good which you have visualized. You say you may not realize it, but your mind is working for you, even while you are asleep. And the mastermind within you says that if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me. And whatever idea you lift up before your subconscious mind, before you go to sleep, that idea is impressed upon the subconscious and it draws that to you. You'll wake up in the morning and the right ideas will just be clicking in your head. Before you go to sleep every night, visualize yourself being...
You have to visualize what you want to become. You have to. It's important, man. You gotta see yourself doing it. And it feel good. You know, it feel good to see yourself doing it. So why not visualize it? Just do it. Look at, like, just thinking the feeling you get, just even visualizing how your life can really be, even though your life is not right there right now, but you know it can. Right? Dope.
What if water is God?
Then that would mean God is both in us and all around us. That God is both above and below us. Why a woman's water breaks when we're born, and why some religions observe the ritual of baptism. But if water was God, then that would mean that God has no gender. That God takes the shape of whatever container God appears in, which would explain why we have so many different belief systems, which begs the question, what is the spiritual significance of poisoning the water in Flint, Michigan, or the oil burning in the Gulf of Mexico, or the large islands of garbage floating in the Pacific Ocean? If God was water, would that not mean that every natural place is holy? That every thunderstorm was a church without walls? That when the rain falls, it's an act of God's death giving life, and when it evaporates again, it's the day of resurrection? And life itself was just a test of learning how to be and flow like water, how to give life to other people, and how to refresh their spirits and quench their thirst with your presence.
What if water is God?
And when you come into this earth, you make contracts with all of these people that you're going to try to work these things out. We get here, it's not that easy, and it doesn't always happen. We get stuck in the same rut again. What you have to do, even if the person you're angry at and have all of these bad feelings, even if they have already left the earth, if they've died, you can still release this karma. You don't have to go to the person and face them face to face. That's very hard to do. You can do it mentally. Picture yourself tearing up the contract with that person. Tell them, we tried. You do this mentally. We tried, we really tried, it didn't work. And you see yourself tearing it up and throwing it away. And you say, I forgive you, I release you, I let you go.
And your personality creates your personal reality. So it means then, if you want to change your personal reality, your life, that means you got to change your personality. You got to start thinking about what you've been thinking about and change it. You got to become conscious of your unconscious habits and behaviors and modify them. And then you have to look at certain emotions that keep you anchored to the past and ask the most important question. Do these emotions belong in my future? And the problem with those survival emotions is they're like a narcotic. They're like a drug. They give the brain and body a rush of energy. And people over time become addicted to the very rush of those survival chemicals. And they use the people and problems in their life and in their past to reaffirm their addiction to that emotion. That means they need the bad job. They need the poor relationship. They need the bad memories because it makes them feel something. So then,
even though it's not a good feeling,
that means they become addicted to the life they don't even like. And this is why change is so hard. So then, just like an addict overcoming a drug, when people start to change, they have to go through these periods where they're in the withdrawal. But the next question is, what thoughts do you want to fire and wire in your brain? Close your eyes and begin to review those thoughts. What behaviors do you want to change or demonstrate in one day? And the act of closing your eyes and rehearsing your behaviors. The latest research in neuroscience says that you begin to change your brain to look like that experience has already happened. In other words, you're installing the neurological hardware in your brain, and if you keep doing it over and over again, the hardware becomes a software program. What does that mean? You start acting like a happy person. Why? There's no magic there. You installed the circuits. You start thinking in more unlimited ways because you put those in place. And now here's the tough part. Can you teach your body emotionally what that future is going to feel like before it's made manifest? That means you can't wait for your healing to feel gratitude and wholeness. You can't wait for your wealth to feel abundance and worthiness. You can't wait for the mystical moment to feel awe. That's the old model of reality of cause and effect. That's Newtonian physics. But the new model of reality, the quantum model of reality, is about causing an effect, which means the moment you start feeling gratitude and whole, your healing begins. The moment you start feeling worthy and abundant, you're generating wealth. The moment you're in awe of life, you're going to have a mystical experience. So then, your body is your unconscious mind. It does not know the difference between an actual experience in your life that creates an emotion and an emotion that you can create by thought alone. So the body is believing it's living in that future reality in the present moment. And what's the significance of that? As I said, the latest research in genetics says genes don't create disease. It's the environment that signals the gene that creates change. Well, if the end product of an experience in the environment is an emotion, the moment you embrace an elevated emotion, you're signaling the gene ahead of the environment. Now, what do genes do? Genes make proteins, and what are proteins responsible for? The structure, function of your body, and the expression of proteins is the expression of life. And if you keep knocking on that genetic door over and over again, you are going to begin to upregulate the genes for health, and you're going to downregulate the genes for disease, and all of a sudden you're going to wake up in your dream and realize that you're a different person. And your personality creates your personal reality.
I don't know if we talked about it before, but the chess master. So I was really hooked on chess. My father.
If these things happen to you in public, it means that you have a high frequency or good energy. It also means that you're too low that they just can't vibe with yours. If any of these things happen to you, you have high divine energy. If these things happen to
The three biggest bauxite companies in Jamaica today are the U.S. company Noranda, the Russian company Wendalco, and the Chinese company Jisco, located in St. Elizabeth Parish, one of the most heavily mined regions on the island. Right now we're driving into Nain to meet a local councilor who represents the residents here who have been complaining about the effects of the bauxite facility. And I can tell you now, as I drive along these roads, I see a whole lot of red. Jesus, that's a monstrosity. Councillor Leighton Smith represents 32 districts in St. Elizabeth, all of which are affected by bauxite mining. I'm seeing a large orange lake and I see a facility in the distance. What is that?
Facility that they're looking at over there, that is the bauxite company itself. And they take this dirt into the plant and then they produce it into alumina. So all the waste from through all of their procedure come down here. This lake that you see here in front of you, got miles of it. These are the disposable area. When it dries, the wind blows the dust from off the lake into the community, into the atmosphere. All the chemical that is in it went out with the dust in the area.
We went to the community of Warminster to meet with some of the people who live close to the mud lake.
Pure dust. Roll inside. I tired to clean it down and it still come back. So look for all my clothes them and I just enclose them in a all day something. See there? Roll it at dust.
You have all of your clothes in the suitcase to protect them?
Yes. I have to protect them inside here. That's how I do my place. Look under here, sir. That's the dust. Pile up the whole of my music. There is nothing I can do to stop the dust.
So this is your tank?
Yes, where a company give it.
The bauxite company gave you this?
Yes, we store water for them pile the tank. So then give you this. The fruit them is no use, they no sweet nor nothing. The acid dust blow upon it. The acid from the mud lake, burn it up. I don't know where we do with your structure. Me a sick man, a high blood pressure, sharpness. When them dust a blow you out, it kill me.
All of this dust, where is it coming from?
From the mud lake.
The mud lake here?
Yes. It just went on the top of the house and it go into the gutter when rain fall. It send the water into the gutter, into the tank.
Look at the water here right now, and the circle on the top there. You can see the dust on the water top.
On the top of the water,
on the top of the water right now.
So is this the water that you drink and bathe with?
Yeah. Because we don't have any black drum, so we got to use this one.
Show you the condition of our place. See it there? Yes, so did wife already sit there? What flow?
Like whatever your situation is right now, bro, just know somebody's situation is way worse than you was, for real. Just remember that, man. Just be grateful.
Oh, off the mud late. Monday.
This is just in one day.
Yeah. One day. How long we gonna live in this environment and live in this situation? And then when time the chemical blow now and you come here, you fall out, cut off it, you know. We are living in hell. And as long as the Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew Holness, don't involve in a situation, we're gonna die in it for the rest of our life.
Prime Minister Holness positions himself as a climate leader on the world stage.
We are partnering with others to ensure that our marine environment, on which our socio-economic survival depends, is being sustainably utilized and managed.
But it's not just the tourism areas on the coast that need protecting. Inland, depleted bauxite reserves are pushing the government to move mining operations closer and closer to the most ecologically sensitive part of the island, known as Cockpit Country. Cockpit Country has remained autonomous since formerly enslaved Africans and indigenous people, collectively known as Maroons, fought off the British in the 1700s and kicked their asses, resulting in a peace treaty that preserved their autonomy. Cockpit Country has no emergency services, no hospitals, and no piped-in water. The people who live here continue to live off the land as they have for hundreds of years. But now that autonomy is under threat.
We are grateful to have finalized today the additional documentation that solidifies this mutually beneficial relationship and which provides us with a new mining lease that we expect will sustain our operation here for decades to come.
Excuse me, brother. How you doing? I'm trying to get to a compound. Straight road?
Yeah, it was straight road there. You have to walk up on the road, turn off, so don't turn off, it was straight road.
Okay. My man say, when you see the opportunity to turn, do not turn. Do not turn. Go straight. This his hood.
This is.
But you know, when he said don't turn, I thought I'm taking it literally. That's Jamaican GPS. Cockpit Country is represented by a council of 4 Maroon chiefs, the youngest being Chief Richard Curry, who was elected after running on a campaign to protect Cockpit Country from bauxite mining.
From the youths of the Maroon community island-wide, we're in support of no mining in the Cockpit Country.
He lives in the village of Accompong, which was a Maroon stronghold in the fight against the British. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm looking for Chief Richard Curry.
Up in the town. Up in the town. You have to go straight up.
Chief? I don't think he's home right now. Chief Curry wasn't easy to find, so I just walked around the village looking lost until somebody took pity on me. Hey, do you know where the chief is? Yeah. Chief, what going?
Yeah, man.
Pleasure. So, where are we right now? What is this?
So this is the birth ground of the revolutionary warriors who defeated the British to obtain a treaty in 1738. So these same stones that you're seeing here are those same stones that they will sit on. This tree is over 300 years old and still bears fruit today.
How do you connect this fighting spirit of your ancestors to what it is that you're doing in the fight against bauxite mining?
We've always maintained the culture, maintained the heritage, maintained the land. We've never walked away from the legacy that we knew our ancestors left for us. Mm-hmm. It is us who should lead that stand in defense of the territory, right? These are our lands.
What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things that they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. They can never force nobody else to wear them. So, what's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glass.
2014, where they found out that scientists were finding out that there was an entire ocean underneath the ocean, right? So now this is like, you're completely mind-blowing because you're going, okay, there's water underwater. Okay, so then how much water is there, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we're running out. Now, we could be looking like that on the surface, and that's that like bait and switch tactic that they can use. But in reality, there is plenty of it. And for example, me and you could go hiking and I could show you water coming out of the mountain all the time. It's always there. It's always present. But if you're seeing something on, the media that's showing you something different, then you get a different, mentality ingrained into your head. And then you're freaking out and then you start to panic and you don't use logic. And then you start getting scared instead of realizing, well, if we're not running out, then I guess it's not that big of a deal. So it's just these different things. And that's why I say it's deliberate manipulation. 2014, where they found out that scientists were finding out that there.
Mia, what are you doing?
I want breakfast.
You want breakfast?
Yeah. I want this egg.
You want eggs?
Yeah. What is?
I'll hold this for you, sure. Anything else you want? You want to get down? Go! Snap!
Reverse type 2 diabetes with this juice. 10 cups of grapes and 2 lemons. You see, insulin resistance is caused by excess dietary fat, blocking insulin receptor sites, causing excess insulin production, and ultimately type 2 diabetes. So ditch the processed American diet, animal products, high fat, and start smashing the fruit and watch the magic happen. Also, stop scrolling, get off the couch and exercise. Stay consistent, and you'll be free of your ills in no time. Stay juicy. Reverse type 2.
Yeah, off the couch, exercise. Come on, man.
Talk about this amazing herb called ashwagandha. So ashwagandha has been known to significantly lower cortisol, which is very cool, which is going to then help you potentially lose weight as well and improve insulin resistance, because too much cortisol can cause insulin resistance, and that can create all sorts of problems, from a metabolic syndrome issue, which affects your lipids, to blood sugar, to fatty liver, to being a pre-diabetic. And also cortisol is involved with stress-induced insomnia. Not to mention, adrenaline is also involved. So this herb can help you sleep better, especially if the cause of that sleep problem occurred from stress. And because the lowering of cortisol is occurring, you're going to feel calmer, you're going to have less anxiety, you'll have better brain function, less brain fog, and overall better cognitive function. Ashwagandha has been known to improve stamina, which is endurance, strength while exercising. It's a good anti-inflammatory. It's also been known to help stimulate the thyroid. So it's really good for hypothyroid type situations, but not necessarily if you have a hyperthyroid, which we'll get to in a bit. And because ashwagandha helps regulate cortisol, it's going to help your immune system. Anything related to dysregulation with cortisol is going to affect your immune system. Ashwagandha has also been known to improve male hormones, specifically. Talk about this amazing.
The law of reversibility. If water can turn into steam, then steam can turn into water. Steam and water are the same thing, vibrating on a different frequency. If circumstance can produce a feeling, then feeling can produce circumstance. Mass can turn into energy, and energy can turn into mass. This is science. Think of Einstein's E is mc squared. E is energy, m is mass, and c is speed of light. What you are seeking is also seeking you. Thoughts are waves. Waves carry frequencies and energy. Mass also carries frequency and energy. Mass is bound by space and time. Waves exist everywhere beyond space and time. If you can think of your desire, then it is already existing in another dimension in the quantum field. It just has no mass yet. All waves exist in the quantum field. The quantum levels are different realities, but your mind has the ability to pick up on that frequency. Everything is energy. Everything vibrates. Since thoughts are waves, they determine in what reality you live in. You are giving your thoughts energy through emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. Our emotions are the light in Einstein's equation. In order to quantum jump into your desired reality, you have to align your vibration to the frequency of your desire. That's where the subconscious mind comes in. This is why emotional control and thought control are vital. Change the paradigm in your subconscious mind. It is the subconscious mind that controls your vibration. It has almost exclusive control over your thoughts. Most of the thoughts you think today are the same thoughts you thought of yesterday. Place your attention, and therefore your emotions, which is energy in motion, on the thoughts you want to manifest, instead of the things you don't want to manifest. You have the power to consciously reject the thoughts you don't want to turn into mass. Reason why many people can't manifest what they want is because they rely only on their five senses. But not only do you have your five senses, you also have higher faculties. These are intuition, will, perception, reason, imagination, and memory. But we were never taught how to use those. We were taught to rely only on our five senses. That means we are letting the outside influence the inside. But we as humans create our own environment. That means what happens on the inside mirrors itself on the outside. The law of reversibility. If
That is crazy though, like in another dimension, yourself is like living its best life, right? You know? But in this dimension, it's like, it hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen. But you just, you know, just gotta be patient with it. That's all we gotta do. Be patient. Your time will come. For real. Everyone's time will come. Everyone will get what they deserve, man. Especially if we work hard for it.
Albert Einstein talks about how energy is not created nor destroyed, it's only changed in form. So if we're hearing impaired, where our energy would have gone towards hearing, it now has to go somewhere else. And so for me, it went into the extrasensory perception of feeling and recognizing that people say things all the time, words lie all the time. Energy never lies. You can feel, as soon as you're with someone, you can feel
instantly
how much they're loving, or if they're judging.
Or not.
Exactly.
Or not.
If they're judging you, if they have division in their internal narrative, but they're saying all of the right things, you can feel it. Yet because we're distracted by our five senses, we don't give credit to the extrasensory perception of our intuition and our feeling, which actually I've learned is the only voice I want to listen to is my intuition. Beyond the mind, beyond the stories, and actually into a deeper level of feeling. And that is what my hearing gifted me, was recognizing I was given a truth filter. That the vibrational words holds messages that are behind the actual words themselves.
The solar system. They still have running water on Mars. It's a soul system, not a solar system, okay? The Earth, rearranged, spells heart, and it's the heart of the soul system. The heart of the color spectrum is green, and that's why the Earth is green and the sky is blue. In order to go through heaven, you have to go through the blue sky. In order to go to your head, which is heaven, you have to go through the blue chakra. Everything is made of toroidal fields. We live in a holographic electromagnetic illusion, projected by your mind. Human is the micro of the macro. You are the universe in the body. The 7 chakras are the 7 planets. Your 5 fingers are the 5 elements, and also the 5 senses. The earth is your body, the moon is your mind, and the sun is the soul. Head is heaven, heel is hell, and the bottom of your foot is called the soul. 12 zodiac signs, 12 systems.
Them displaying this device in Dublin and New York is just them hinting at finally releasing the technology, their real portal technology that they have. Always remember, the government is about 100 years technologically ahead of what they actually show us. These government factions been using portals and interstellar gateways and different things of that nature to exit this realm of reality. I hear a lot of people saying that these beings can't lead a firmament, forgetting all about portals and interstellar gateways and technology like that. In fact, some say that when the U.S. led an invasion to Iraq in 2003 for former dictator Saddam Hussein, it wasn't actually for resources like they claimed in media. It was actually because he housed a portal, an extraterrestrial portal that led to other worlds. Now, these claims were alleged by Michael Salla, who was an Australian expert in extraterrestrial politics. He even went as far as saying that the U.S. actually entered that country to retrieve extraterrestrial weapons through the Stargate. Make you wonder how they came up with all these Apache helicopters and vehicles that can actually move beyond the speed of sound all of a sudden. Perhaps they were receiving assistance from a higher intelligence. In fact, the acronym for the word area in Area 51 stands for Alien Reverse Engineering Association. Basically, they collect extraterrestrial technology, tinker with it, reverse engineer it, and figure out how to work it and utilize it to their advantage. I wouldn't be surprised if most of the taxpayers' dollars went into this research. Don't let them fool you. They actually do have devices like this that they can more than just look at you through, that they can actually physically walk through. You can actually find multiple Stargate structures all over the planet. Matter of fact, if you look at the word portal and take the word port from it, P-O-R-T, you will see that word in anything that is in referring to energy transferring from one location to the next. For example, transport, or airport, or teleport, or export, or deport, or import. Ancients been using this technology to open up wormholes and vortices. In fact, they needed our genetics to utilize and operate these Stargates. Bloodline has to be connected to the progenitors of life on this planet in order to operate and function these Stargates. In fact, in 1943, the U.S. military actually opened a physical portal. CERN isn't just in Switzerland. There's multiple CERNs all over the world.
It's times like these.
Police are combing the area for clues.
I think it's CERNs everywhere on the planet, for sure. Underground, all that, man. They got secret, yeah.
It seems there are no witnesses available at this time.
There are no suspects in custody. Police are asking anyone to come forward.
Report live for Black TV. White folks are dead. We're getting the fuck out of here. Let's go, Dad.
Let's talk about red onions. Now, all onions are healthy, but red onions may be the healthiest. They have compounds that protect our bodies from ulcers, and if eaten regularly, they also can lessen the bad bacteria in both the urinary and digestive tract. They contain quercetin, which is a compound protective against heart disease and cancer. They're diabetic friendly and good on everything from pizza to salads. Red onions are definitely healthy to eat. Let's talk about red onions.
You were both talking about the Earth being round or flat, right? Now, I'm from Central Africa, Cameroon. My question is this: if the Earth is flat, why don't we all see the sun at the same time? If the Earth is flat, why don't we all see the sun at the same time? See, right now in Cameroon, they're 6 hours ahead of us. So it's almost 11 p.m.
I got the answer for it.
Why don't we all see the sun at the same time if the Earth is flat?
The answer is very simple.
No, it's not good.
It is. We say the Earth is flat. However, pay attention, brother. It's flat, but it's like a pancake. It's round like a wheel in horizontal position, right? The sun and the moon spin around like a yin and yang, like I said earlier, one after the other one, in a spiral shape from outer to the inner and come back out, and that's the way one follows the other one. Have you seen this, the yin and yang symbol? Yeah. Okay, which is yang, it represent the sun, which is the heart, the yin, the moon. So one follow the other one, and that's how the territory or the areas of the Earth become illuminated. When the yin on one side is night, when the yang is on the other side, when the sun is above those territories, it produces shadow. It's already done in the laboratory. That experiment, 100%.
There's no such thing as a 6 hour shadow. We need to be careful what we.
If the moon.
Hold up. We need to be careful what we're actually putting out there as information for these kids. We need to be aware of, like my brother was saying, of the science, of the knowledge of the Earth, because that's the only way we can be relevant in this race, in this time.
Yeah, I know.
When you talk about yin and yang and all that stuff, I'm talking about the Earth being flat and the sun being bigger than the Earth.
That's right.
So if you're telling me, because the sun is bigger than the Earth, do we agree on that?
Yes and no, brother.
Do we agree or not?
It's bigger than There's no proof. We say it's not bigger than the Earth. It's not bigger than the Earth. It's not bigger than the Earth.
Get him back.
According to the Nubian point of view, yes, but according to the flat Earth theorist, it's not, because it's within the confine. It's within the confine of firmament of the Earth.
Yeah, come on, man.
It's not.
Come on, hold up.
And it's not 93,000 million miles away like they say it is. We say it's within this dome of the Earth, just like the moon is.
Okay. Curtis, is the sun bigger than the Earth?
Yes, the sun is bigger based on my knowledge. But first, I think it's important to understand. Okay, just okay. It's important to understand the concept of a model. Okay, you probably had this in a science class where they will give you a box, and there's something inside the box, and you shake up the box, and you try to estimate what might be in the box.
I seen it. Dude, this Earth is like, anybody trying to go back and forth. I was just saying it's like a plate. Probably like a plate. Yeah. I would say it's like a plate. Something like that. An upside down plate. We got humps and all type of stuff on it. We got like the hills and yeah. Like that's just crazy though. Like people really don't think the Earth is not flat.
By the sound it makes and the weight and things like that, that's a model. The atom is a model. Nobody can see the atom. It's a model. We can make approximations to what we think an atom looks like. Now, with regards to the movement of the sun around the Earth, there's a model. Can't say if it's 100% right or wrong, but I can tell you that lots of very smart people in physics and everything else who this is the model they agree upon. And the basic model is like this. So imagine this is the big circle, right? Shape of a pancake, like you said. Let's say this is the sun rotating around this flat pancake that's the Earth. As this thing is moving around, it's wait, I know. It's creating light in this immediate area, but as it leaves the area, just like if I have a flashlight. Wait, let me finish. Let me finish. We're talking about a different model. We know the model you're operating on is wrong. The Earth does not curve. I gave him a $100 challenge. He hasn't agreed to accept it yet, of a picture of the Earth curving. We know the Earth is not spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. You know you're not moving at 1,000 miles an hour, right? At least we can agree on that, right? Okay, so we know the model they've given us is wrong. So now you have lots of smart people with advanced degrees who've been trying to work out alternative models based on what they observe. And in this alternative model, I'm not saying it's right, I'm just telling you what's out there. You can go analyze their calculations, maybe come up with a better model. But their model, the Earth is not moving, the Earth is stationary, the sun is actually rotating around the Earth. The moon is rotating around. And in fact, as he said earlier, the stars, when they've done a time-lapse photography of the stars, they found the stars all do this around the Earth. When in fact, the Earth seems to be a divine place. Everything is moving around. And wait, let me finish. If you were to base, let me finish. Let me finish. Based on what you actually see with your own eyes and experience, you perceive the sun as moving. You don't perceive yourself moving around the sun. Your perception is like a bird flies in the sky. You perceive the bird flies in the sky. You perceive the sun is moving. That's what your senses are telling you. And these scientists say that the Earth is huge, and as a flashlight, if I point a flashlight to you, and I start walking further and further and further away, what's going to happen to that light? It's going to get dimmer the further away I am, right?
We're talking about the sun, though.
Right.
It's totally different from
the sun. Okay, we're talking about a different model. And on that, you can go on YouTube and look at. No, wait. You can go on YouTube and see the visual. I'm trying to give you a visual, verbally, when you really need to see the model itself. And on that model, you have the sun projecting light. As it moves away from a region far enough away, you now have shadows. That is the model. You can decide if it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you what's out there, and you can look it up. You can see the rotation, and you can see the model, and you can analyze the calculations. Either you can agree with it, or you can come up with a whole nother model. But I'm just telling you what's out there. People smarter than me who've done those kind of calculations, that's what they're saying.
Honestly, man, my answer is the earth is flat. That's how I feel. But hey, everybody got their own opinion on things. Everybody see the world differently from their own eyes. So whatever you believe it. You know, whatever you feel in your heart, you go with that. Okay? Don't take what I say or what they say. Alright. Go with what you say.
I just find this very, very strange. I'm not saying that it's exactly this, but I'm finding it weird that Cuz was trying to make a major comeback in the music industry, and because he was independent and shit, you know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden my man passes away and no one knows why, y'all. That's at least what TMZ said. They said they don't understand or have no cause of why he, like, you mean? What happened? You feel me? I'm literally just asking questions, but I do know one thing. Cuz was making a comeback. He had that crazy tape, and he was actually about to blow up again. But since he was independent, I don't know. Just asking questions. Oh my God! I just find this.
Yeah, you gotta, like, honestly, man, I be feeling like they be getting hit, like, cause ain't no way he just overdosed. You don't just overdose like that. Come on, man. I don't know, but I just feel like they got hitmans out here for these rappers. They just don't be knowing. That's what I think it is. They be having hitmans ready to get them when they times. Whenever they ready to make that call, they just boom. They got them.
David, shorty, it's always the other side of life. Just cause your hair grow on one side don't mean it grow on the other. Oh, King David. Oh, King David, shorty, it's always.
Why you do that, bro?
I told y'all 2024 is going to be a doozy and all the truth is going to come to the surface. The Vatican...
Joe, we're gonna go ahead and end it off right there. Alright, we had started off back with that video you just saw in the next upload. I got plenty of uploads coming. Y'all just stay tuned. Like I always say, I'm sending peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health your way. Make sure you take care of yourself. You already know. We'll be back with another upload tomorrow. Until then, I'll see you guys into the next video. Peace.